Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. We're in the Fitchburg Digest, and lucky enough to grab our emergency management planner, extraordinaire director, Chief Joe Pulvermacher, Fitchburg Fire Rescue. Joe, how you doing this morning?
Very well. How are you?
Fantastic. As being the emergency manager, is it director, planner?
Director.
Dude.
By ordinance, it's director,
By
yes.
Yes. You definitely have been keeping up with everything that has happened in the county. We've had repeated rainfalls over and over again. We're facing yet some more rain tonight. From your standpoint, could you just give us an update quick where we're at here in the city of Fitchburg? We've been lucky enough not to, have as much rain, but we still are staying prepared as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. The city of Fitchburg is pretty well set and positioned at this point. Roads are clear. We don't have a lot of flood damage. There's some things that we're addressing in the way of washout and those things. But all in all, not much impact in the city of Fitchburg. We still keep an eye on it because we have our problem areas. We have water that crests our roads on occasion, and we oftentimes have certain traffic patterns that are affected as a result of the high water. Those are the things that we'll be keeping an eye out for again this evening as weather passes. And then also just being aware of what's available throughout the county because as we know, there's high water throughout the county, and it's driving the availability of resources from neighboring municipalities. So we're trying to be aware of not only what's happening locally, but in the county and regionally, because we may have to provide support to our neighbors.
Yeah, and which is great. I think, countywide, moving resources around, I think Dane County does a really great job of finding what you need and then pulling that in and using it. As we're faced tonight, this afternoon, not only with flooding potential, but we could see damaging winds, we could see some hail damage, or we could even see a tornado. What do you guys do as planning-wise when these severe storms are approaching?
Well, we have an idea of what the weather is going to produce for us and some of the effects of severe weather. Basically, it's a matter of maintaining an open mind as far as what we need to do and what we need to be aware of and ready for. The readiness of the fire department is consistent on what we do on a day in, day out basis. The availability of resources is going to be affected if it's a larger scale event. So just knowing what we need to call in as far as assistance, having certain things set up throughout our own internal city departments, through Public Works, through the police department, sheltering opportunities and availability. So yeah, all of those things through our response plan are things that need to be considered as we approach the evening. I also try not to overthink it, because if I try to put too much into a specific situation and it turns out to be something different, that could be problematic as well. So we will resort to some of our benchmarks, make sure that we address the health, the well-being, the safety of our residents and our responders. And after that, it's really a matter of getting a good situational assessment of what's going on throughout the city so that we can address it on an as-needed basis.
With the previous flooding, we saw a lot of people moving barricades and whatnot. If we were to have severe weather tonight, trees are down, we get barricades up, how important is it to adhere to those barricades, whether it's one sign or full barricades and not moving those?
So there is nothing convenient about severe weather and the effects of severe weather. We are going to impact traffic patterns for good reason. A lot of times people are under the impression that because they have maybe a larger vehicle, the capacity of their vehicle, the capabilities of their vehicle can go through the water. It's really not the water as much in that situation that I'm concerned with. It's everything that's subsurface. Do we know what's happening with the roadway? Even a manhole that's out of place can create significant problems for passing traffic. So we try to close off those areas so that people are not stalled or their vehicles incapacitated by the situation that's in front of them. So don't move the barricades. Don't go around the barricades. If it says it's closed for a reason. It may be a wire that has fallen and is now under the water. I mean, those are things you just can't see from your car. And it will impact our availability as rescuers. We'd much rather be available for those things that are life-threatening versus those people that are sitting on top of their vehicles because of the fact that they did not heed a traffic sign. Not to say that that's not an emergency in and of itself, but it would be nice if we could control some of those things so that we can prioritize our personnel and equipment to areas of immediate concern.
Last question for you. How we talk about being be in preparation, head to Ready Wisconsin, build those kits. What would be the message that you would say at this point in time, whether it's flooding, whether it's severe weather, some of the items you would suggest people have, ready to go, even that plan?
So that Ready Wisconsin thing is a really good element to preparation and readiness. We really should be taking a look at what we have available in our homes and ready to take with us in the event that there's an evacuation that's required. I would say one of the biggest components that needs to be communicated is communication. Call your friends and family, let them know that you're safe. Have something in place in the event that electricity and phones go down. Is your cell phone charged? Are you ready to go? If cell traffic is an issue, do you have another mechanism of getting in contact with your loved ones? That's important. People are worried about you, and then we start receiving calls in our dispatch centers wondering if somebody's made contact or if we're aware. So communication is huge. Have your plan A, plan B, and plan C as far as how you're going to talk to your family.
Joe, I appreciate the time, and good luck with the rest of the planning. And,
thank you.
Let's have a safe night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. All right, Joe Pulvermacher, Chief of Fitchburg Fire Department and your Emergency Manager Director. We'll take a quick break. Got our guest segment next right here on Talking Fitchburg.